Hi there, and welcome back to our pollinator series, brought to you by me, Clarissa from the Fundy Biosphere Reserve and the Town Riverview. Today we will be learning all about the bees that will be using the bee boxes, how to build the boxes, and how to maintain them. These boxes will be most helpful to the mason bees. Mason bees are native solitary bees, as we discussed last time. They are about a centimeter long, and they can be colored like this guy here in the picture, but other species can be blue or green. Their genus name is Osimia, but they are called mason bees because they use mud to help build their homes. One female mason bee can visit up to 60,000 blooms in her lifetime, making her a powerhouse pollinator. Mason bees nest in hollow tunnels, typically in hollow plant stems or in boreholes left from other bugs. The mother bee will lay her first egg at the very end of the tunnel, on top of a pile of pollen and nectar for the baby to eat once it hatches. It is in gathering these supplies that the bees will pollinate plants. The mother will then create a wall of mud or organic matter to seal off the egg and lay her next one, creating little cells until the tunnel is full. Once the mother bee is finished laying her eggs, she will die, and the eggs are left to hatch and grow on their own. In forested areas, it is easy for bees to find their preferred habitat, but it's much harder in urban areas. We rake up dead plants and cut down bug-infested trees on our properties, making them inhospitable to our native bees. But we still need them in our towns to pollinate our flowers, food gardens, and trees, so we are going to make them some nesting habitat. Making the bee boxes is very simple. You just fill most of your can with the bamboo sticks. If one side of the bamboo is closed, then put that end on the inside of the can so the open end is available to the bees. Use your pine cones and twigs to fill up the rest of the space in the can. Everything should be packed tight, and you should be able to turn over the can and give it a good shake without anything falling out. Nothing should stick out past the edge of the can, as this will encourage water to flow inside and get everything wet and moldy. Cans should be placed in a secure and shaded area, like the fork of some tree branches, and secured. The boxes should not be hung or placed anywhere that will move too much, as the movement can cause the eggs to roll off their food piles and they won't survive. They should also be protected from direct sun, as the intense heat could kill the bees. The bee boxes can be left outside over winter, or they can be brought into an unheated shed. The eggs are hatching and growing over winter, and if you bring the box into a heated house or shed, they will emerge out into your home because the heat will tell them that it's springtime. So what else can we do to help the pollinators? A great way to help them is to plant native flower species in your garden, as these plants co-evolved with the pollinators, so they are able to use them more easily for food. An important addition to any garden is milkweed, as monarch butterflies need it to survive, and they are endangered from a lack of milkweed. It's also important to have water available, but make sure it's a shallow dish with some pebbles for the bugs to stand on so that they don't drown. The next great thing you can do is to cut down on your lawn maintenance. The most important step here is to cut out pesticides and herbicides, as these will kill the pollinators and their food sources. Next, you can rewild your lawn a bit. You can do this by starting to mow your lawn a little later in the season, like with no-mow May, because pollinators rely on things like dandelions as the first food of the year. Or you can take it a step further and let part of your lawn grow wild permanently so that pollinators have somewhere to live year-round. The last is to leave some of the dead plants and leaves you might usually throw away in the fall on the ground, as these are natural overwintering sites for many pollinators and native species.